So I tried to film this video a couple of times, but here I am now, I guess, filming this. Every single time I would try to film, I would just constantly, again, this is a recurring problem. Like, I would just think about the way that I look, and it's just not good. It's holding me back, but at the same time, I can't face myself. I just really, but anyways, that's not the point. Okay, so you know how I said I was trying to film this video a couple of times? I was just thinking about how I have a complicated relationship with time and what that could possibly mean for me. And I don't know, this is not something super profound, it's just like thoughts, but I think time is something that me and other young people think about, and I always feel like I'm running out of time, and I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that I don't think I'm accomplishing enough, even though I'm doing something. And I think ageism, especially within Gen Z, is oh shit, I'm recording. Is rooted in the fact that we feel like hopeless. And there's a general sense of hopelessness, and I think it would be naive to be hopeful. But it also, at the same time, I think hopelessness is just unproductive. So it's just like I'm just kind of torn, and yeah, I always feel like I'm running out of time to do anything, and especially as a woman, it's just like I don't know what I want to do with my life. And you see all these videos and they're like, oh no, like, you're not running out of time, you have plenty of time, which is true, but at the same time, it's like I am running out of time, actually. And I think part of the reason why I'm not sort of fond of the internet is because I just think that it's been a place of, I feel like people on the internet speak with a place of authority, sort of unearned authority, right? Which I think is very like grifty and weird. It's like, I'm not sure what to make of it, but every single video on my feed is all about like how to optimize yourself and how to improve yourself. And while yeah, I'm on the same journey, it just feels a little bit disingenuous when it's literally everybody almost, it seems like. And maybe that's why we are feeling like we're running out of time, like people, and maybe that's why we feel like we're running out of time. But the people online, I don't know, it's just there isn't room for vulnerability. Anyways, all of this came because I was making a kava salad, and I was gonna be like, oh, I was just gonna do the voiceover for it, and that's like the footage is like, I think also I have a complicated relationship with time because I'm delaying everything in my life because of the way that I look. And I've always like resented the messaging that looks don't matter, because they do, and my looks, or lack thereof, has shaped my experiences. And while I wouldn't really trade it in, I kind of would, because then maybe I would be further along in life, right? And so sort of like the messaging, I wish I knew then what I knew now, and I sort of resent the messaging that looks don't matter, because they do. And I'm always trying to improve that. One thing too is that I'm not trying to be healthy, because for some weird reason I think there's like some sort of because for some wrongful reason I think there's artistic merit in suffering. There's not. Okay, you can't make anything when you're suffering. But I don't know, it's just a complex that I have. But in order to like the way I look, I have to be healthy. So mind, body, and soul. And it's just like wrestling the fact that I don't like myself. I don't think I will ever like myself, if we're gonna be completely honest, but that's just a truth that I have to live with, and just move on and do my best despite not liking myself. I mean, I like myself, I just don't enjoy myself. I don't know, it's just weird. I think the internet has been such a weird place, and I think nobody speaks from a place of vulnerability anymore, which is very interesting to me personally. I don't know, I just think it's weird. But like, I'm very insecure. And I'm an insecure person, but lately I've seen, and I'm a very, 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 very insecure person, and I can admit that, but lately I've seen a lot of dialogue about how bad it is to, sorry, I was checking to see if it was still filming, bad it is to be insecure, like it's like some sort of trait, and I think insecurity is inherently a part of the human experience, so I don't know why the internet has such a complicated relationship with the truth, but insecure, you're not wrong for being insecure. I think your insecurities, yeah, some of it stems from a bunch of systems that we didn't ask for, but I think insecurity pinpoints, I think insecurity gives you data on what it is exactly that you can fix, and you don't have to fix all of it, but it's just a little nudge of saying, oh, because I don't know, sometimes I wish I lived in a vacuum, because then I wouldn't care that much about my looks to the extent that I do. And I think shaming people for wanting to change themselves is very interesting to me. I'll probably talk about that another day. I think shaming people for wanting to change their looks is very interesting to me, because it's almost as if they expect you to love yourself in a system that continuously doesn't love them back. In a system that I think it's interesting how you're expected to love yourself in a system that constantly demonstrates how much you are not loved, and that's crazy. For example, I'm not even kidding. I stepped out of the house, right, 3 times without makeup, and I thought I could get away with it, but for some reason those 3 times people almost ran me over with their car, and I think 3 times is too much to be a coincidence, and it's not like aura. Like, I hate it when people say, oh, it's your confidence, it's your aura. No, like, I was just fine because I thought I could get away with it, but that hurt my confidence and that made me insecure. But hey, that's a data point, right? I just think it's very interesting. I don't know. And I sort of, like, as a kid, I sort of just walked around. Like, I really didn't care, and I was a very contrarian. I was contrarian. As a kid, I was like a contrarian, and I just literally, I didn't care. Like, I was like, whatever. But as I got older, and I started to notice preferential treatment of other people, but as I got older and I realized things, that people received preferential treatment, I'm not gonna lie, it just it made me think a little bit. I don't know. And so had I been insecure when I was younger, I think I would have gotten further along in life. And I think that's where the fear of aging comes from. I think it's a fear that we do not have. the fear of aging comes from the fear of the future. And I've been, I don't know. I think it's okay to be insecure. And I don't think it's wrong to be insecure. But it seems like it's like people almost use you're insecure as an insult. But it's like, that's just what it is. I'm insecure. I don't know what to tell you. I think, and it's rich coming from me because like my insecurities actually stop me from doing what it is I want to do. But that's really on me, because you can still be insecure and move despite that, take action despite being insecure. So, yeah. So, there's a lot of things I want to change about myself, and I will, but I'm forcing myself to get this video up, okay? So, I don't know, I can't edit with I have months of footage, okay? But I just let it sit because I hate myself. And that's, I guess, but I don't know. I think shaming people for, like, it's funny because they want you to be confident, yet remain humble / insecure. I don't know. It's just, it is what it is. I don't know. I just don't think I'm attractive because the world has shown me through my lived experiences. Okay, I don't think I'm attractive because the world has shown me otherwise, despite people's words. Do you know what I mean? And so when people debate that, it's like, it's gaslighting, because it's like, when people debate my experience, it makes me question their credibility, because what do you know about what I've been through? So I don't know. It also makes me question their taste too. Like, it's just like, being unattractive theoretically should be a neutral term. Being ugly should be theoretically a neutral term, but it's not. Yeah, and that is not good. And I think it's like, I'm afraid to be cringe. People are afraid to be cringe, and I guess I just have to be cringe, because you have to be the change that you want to see. And the fear of cringe is intertwined with the fear of being ugly, which is also intertwined with age, not according to me, according to the world. So if we're afraid of aging, if being afraid of cringe means that you're afraid of aging, and being afraid of aging makes you afraid of the future, then people are right when they say that cringe culture is regressive culture. Like, as in, labeling everything as cringe is regressive, because that means that you're kind of afraid of the future. And I don't know, it's just like, it doesn't seem like the world is getting any better, so I'm just gonna, it seems like the world is not going to get better, and things aren't going to get better. And so I guess for now I am adhering to the system while I can, because I've never experienced being young and hot, ever. And I don't want to live life. I don't know. I think people have different goals and stuff. I don't know. Anyways, here's me making a copycat cava salad. My blood pressure, okay, is through the roof again. This was a month ago. Sorry, this is like old footage, but yeah, that's what I did. And those strawberries were disgusting. They tasted like literal garbage, and I had to cut them up and throw them away. But yeah, okay. Godspeed. Bye.